Hi everybody, it's me, Mike Celestino from laughingplace.com, and I want to talk to you about two new Star Wars books that I reviewed on Laughing Place within the past week. They're both reference books. They're not story, narrative fiction books. They're just collections of information, basically, about Star Wars, both in the fictional universe and kind of behind the scenes. The first one's called Star Wars, The Lightsaber Collection, and this is by Daniel Wallace, who's written a bunch of other Star Wars reference books in the past. And I actually think this book would make a great stocking stuffer for a Star Wars fan, if you have a decent sized stocking, of course, this Christmas holiday season. It's got basically every lightsaber design inside. Let's just open to a random page here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this one's Darth Maul. And this one actually has a fold out. Not all of them have the fold out like that, but it's pretty cool to see each character's lightsaber that's been depicted in the movies, the TV shows, and even some of the comics from Star Wars. They go through the history of the design of each lightsaber, the behind the scenes information of how they were designed, and then they talk a little bit about each character and what the lightsaber means to them. And I just think there's a really good amount of information in here. Although it didn't take me a tremendous amount of time to go through it, this book took me like an hour and a half maybe to read the whole thing. But I still think anybody who's a big fan of the Jedi or the Sith as characters, and then the concept of lightsabers as a device, is going to get a big kick out of owning this book or having it on their coffee table. This one is, that's from Vader Immortal and the Void, Secrets of the Empire, this ancient lightsaber owned by Lord Corvax. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. They got all sorts of stuff. Basically anything that's been depicted in the current canon is collected here with nice illustrations and some good information. So yeah, that's a big recommendation for me. There's the back cover. Again, it's by Daniel Wallace, and this is coming from Insight Editions, the publisher, and it's available already. Actually, both of these books have been published already. They're both available right now from wherever you get your books. The second one is called Star Wars, the Star Wars book, and this is written by Pablo Hidalgo from Lucasfilm Story Group, Dan Zehr, who is the host of the Coffee with Kenobi podcast, and Cole Horton, who I actually interviewed on my podcast, Who's the Boss, and he wrote the Traveler's Guide to Batuu for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and he's written a bunch of other Star Wars reference books as well. And this one is way, way more dense. I mean, it's not terribly thick, but it has just a tremendous amount of information in it. This is basically a Star Wars encyclopedia, and most of this information, if not all of it, is available obviously online. You go to places like Wikipedia, fan-run wiki websites like that, but it's great to have all this collected in one place. Basically, I actually want to tell you about a mistake that I made when I got this in the mail. And, like I said, I read through that lightsaber book in like an hour and a half, and I thought, okay, I got the Star Wars book. I'm going to read it and then review it. But then I started reading through it, and I got about halfway after like a day, and I was like, this is not meant to be read this way, because it's more intended to be a source of information for somebody looking for more details about a certain subject. Like, let's say there's a particular character you want to know about. You're going to try to find their page in the book. Let's see. Let's say you want to know more about the Sith Inquisitors that showed up in Star Wars Rebels, and they were in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the video game. So you go to their page here, and you can read the whole history of those characters. They also have all the major characters get biographies, and then the history of the Galactic Republic and the Empire. Here's the page just on Chewbacca and his history, and they'll go through everybody's story, basically breaking it down beat by beat. And the terrific thing about it is that it covers not only the 11 live action theatrical movies, but also the two, actually the three now, animated series that have been released: Clone Wars, Rebels, and Resistance. And then The Mandalorian is also talked about here. They actually reference the High Republic, which is the publishing initiative coming up early next year from Lucasfilm Publishing, and a bunch of other Star Wars novels and comic books. All that information is contained in here. They treat everything as canon, as it is canon in the current Star Wars continuity, since Disney purchased Lucasfilm in 2012, and they kind of rebooted all the Star Wars continuity, did away with the expanded universe. Now that's called Legends, and then this book covers everything that's been canonized since then, or released since then, as part of the current canon. And I think it's a great time, actually, to get a book like this and have this wealth of knowledge, because the sequel trilogy has come to an end at the end of last year with the release of The Rise of Skywalker. So that's covered in here. Here's a page on Padme Amidala and her history. And we're entering into this interesting new phase in Star Wars, where, like I said, the High Republic is starting up. The Mandalorian has started. There's new movies on the horizon in a couple years, 2 or 3 years. We're going to get new movies and stuff. So it's kind of this breath in between all that other content represented here, and then a bunch of new content we're going to be getting down the line, and already starting up with the projects that are coming out now. Like I said, just a tremendous amount of information. Here's a page on criminals and all the different crime syndicates. So highly recommended, both of these books. Again, the Star Wars book from DK Publishing, and then the Lightsaber Collection from Insight Editions. And they're both already available now. If you check Amazon, if you go to your local bookstore, you should be able to find them there. Both from Lucasfilm Publishing under these two different publishers, and both written by very, very knowledgeable authors who have done a bunch of Star Wars stuff before. So you're getting correct information. So go out and pick these up for holiday gifts for the Star Wars fan in your life. I know I am glad that I own both of these. So check them out. My name is Mike Celestino, and visit laughingplace.com. Of course, as always, I'm doing a bunch of Star Wars reviews starting today. Actually, now, by the time you're seeing this video, I'll have a recap of the first episode of The Mandalorian Season 2, which super excited to be able to watch that. And always listen to Who's the Boss, which is the Star Wars podcast from laughingplace.com, hosted by yours truly. And each and every week, we've got a different guest talking about all things Star Wars. So please check out all those things, all that Star Wars stuff, and we'll see you down the line right here at Laughing Place. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.